Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday, Money Marketing Monday. Super excited to be here with you guys this week. Okay, so as you know, as always, we are live everywhere. We are live in our Facebook community, the Female Coaches Society. We're live on Instagram, Market Your Message. We're live on YouTube, on LinkedIn. So we're everywhere. But as you know, in our Facebook group is where all the good stuff go down, right? So if you are watching us anywhere other than the Female Coaches Society, this is your warm welcome to come on over and join us, okay? So today we are talking about 7 ways to find new collab partners. If you guys are here, say good morning. Good morning, Asia. Good morning, Karina. It looks like good morning. So if you guys are here, say good morning so I can say what's up to you. Also, put your website, your offer in the comments. Put it in the comments. Don't forget that we're starting this off. You know, it's Monday morning, right? So every Monday, 11:30 a.m., I come and I bring you guys some bite-sized content to help you all with your messaging and your marketing. But you know, we are also all about collaboration and connections, right? And so you never want to pass up a chance to tell people about what you do, okay? So do me a favor, take a moment to say good morning in the comments and drop your link in the comments so people can stay connected with you, all right? Okay, so let me pull up my notes here. Good morning, Jonica. Good morning, Stephanie. How are you doing? Happy Monday. All right, so we're talking about 7 ways to find new collab partners. If it is the first time you're ever seeing me, my name is Niala Thorpe. I'm a marketing and income strategist for coaches. I am also the CEO of Market Your Message, where we help coaches and consultants find and market their unique message so they can consistently sign high-paying clients. Now, we're all about first helping you master your message, and then secondly, helping you implement marketing strategies that will allow you to reach more people, right? Well, one of the marketing strategies that we focus on is collaboration, right? So let me give you guys a quick, I didn't even plan on doing this, so start taking notes right now. Start taking notes. Let me give you guys a quick lesson. In order to get your lead magnets, your offers, whatever it is that you're doing, in order to get it in front of more people, there are only 3 ways for you to do that, right? So number 1, it's organic. So that means that you are using social media. There's so many ways. We're not going to go through all of that, but organic is considered free. You're using free options to be able to get more eyes on what you have, right? The second way is paid, right? Self-explanatory. No matter what platform, there are paid options how you can get your stuff in front of more people. But the final way, which is our favorite way, is through collaboration, right? And so I'm going to give you a quick example in case you do not know what I'm talking about, right? Right now, I am live in the Female Coaches Society. That is our Facebook community. It's over 6,400 women in this group, right? Business owners, right? And so if you are someone who serves business owners and you came and talked to me about some type of valuable presentation that you can offer my ladies, and it's good, and I know that it's going to change their life in some type of way, I will absolutely be open to that. And so what happens is you get yourself in front of 6,400 women without having to pay a dime, okay? And so that is the reason why we love what we call the BOPA Method, and that just stands for borrowing other people's audiences, okay? So if you are still with me, if you are following me, give me a 1 in the chat, okay? Good morning, Instagram. Those of you who are here, good morning. Just say hello below. Let me check my Facebook people. Hey, Malika, good morning. All right. So if you guys are following me and you're still with me, you understand why it's important to collab and the benefits that's, there, which we're going to talk more about that right now. Just give me a 1 below. Okay, good. All right. So now that you know what it is, let's move on. Okay. One of the biggest reasons why collaboration is really important is because it gives you increased authority. Okay. So a lot of people struggle with positioning. A lot of people struggle with getting attention, especially on social media, because they don't have any authority, right? And so if nobody sees you as someone that's a solution, as someone that's bringing content that helps them solve problems, right, then they're not going to pay attention, right? So can you guys agree that the people who you pay attention to are the people who's helping you in some type of way, right? And so you need to be able to establish authority. And when you do collaborations, what happens is you are able to increase your authority a lot faster. So just using the same example of me bringing you inside of my Facebook community, because I'm already the leader, because I've already established my authority, right? Because I have already built rapport with my audience. If I was to introduce you to my audience, they would more be willing to listen to you, and it will automatically establish your authority. Why? Because I'm bringing you in front of my audience. So you're getting to, borrow some of my power, if that makes sense. Okay. So number one is increase authority. Number two, increase exposure. We're not going to stick on that because really that just makes sense, right? If you're getting yourself in front of new audiences, it's more exposure. But lastly, and the most favorite, is less work. So when you do collaborations, it's less work, right? So I'm going to use my client, for example, especially because she's here. And so, if she decides to chime in, you guys can hear from her own experience, right? And so when Stephanie came to work with us, I believe this was back in 2019 or 2020, we taught her the BOPA method, just like we teach all of our people. And there are virtual and there are live BOPA opportunities, right? And so at that time, she decided she was going to focus on in person, okay? And so have you guys ever heard of the Meetup app? If you ever heard of the Meetup app, just give me a 1 in the chat if you've ever heard of the Meetup app. So she went on this Meetup app. That's one of our BOPA methods. She went on the Meetup app. She connected with someone who had a real estate meetup that he does, where he brought real estate people together. They offered her the opportunity to come and teach a presentation. So under 60 minutes, she taught this presentation. It was 13 real estate investors in the room. At the end of that 60 minutes, she walked away with 8 consultations booked, okay? And one 25, I think was either $1,500 or $2,500 was her program at that time. Stephanie, if you're still here, you can correct me if I'm wrong. But it was either $1,500 or $2,500 at that time. And so in less than 60 minutes, she was able to go and present, right? And be able to get a client, right? And the reason why it's less work is because she didn't have to do any of the work to get those real estate investors in the room. Does that make sense? She didn't have to do any of the work to get the people in the room. All she had to do was show up and do what she do, which is share her value. Does that make sense? Okay, let's talk about COVID now, because some of you guys are going to listen to me and you're going to say, oh, well, that was before COVID. We can't do live in person. Well, let's talk about that, right? So one of her virtual strategies that she chose was podcast interviews, right? That's something that you don't have to leave your house for, right? But what happens is, again, it's less work. You get yourself in front of more people, but you don't have to put in the work to get people to listen to the podcast. Does that make sense? You get to show up and share your value, but just like that, you're being put in front of more audiences. And so that is what the BOPA method is all about. That's the reason why we started our database. And that is the reason why today we're going to talk about 7 ways for you to find new collab partners. Okay. Are you guys still following me? Let me say hello. Good morning, Katrina. Good morning, Tiffany. How are you? Happy Monday, darling. Good morning, LaQuinda. Stephanie said, yes, it was 2,500. Right. Good morning. Okay. I don't think I missed anybody. Okay. So I don't think I missed anyone. If I did miss you, I'm sorry. I'm getting excited. Okay. All right. I'm getting excited. So let's continue. So we're going to talk about 7 ways for you to find those collab partners. Okay. This is if you are completely lost, you don't know where to get started. Any one of these ways will work for you. And I'm going to break it all down. Get ready to write it down. Okay. So number 1, the first way is you can ask your audience, who else they follow. Who else do they follow to get information on your topic? I'm going to say it again. Ask your audience, who else do they follow to get information on your topic? Okay, let me tell you why this works. Number one, your audience is not just following you. Okay, so let me burst your bubble to any one of you guys who think that you're the only. No, they are learning from different people, okay? And they get different things from different people. And so hearing it straight from their mouth, who else they're following and who else they're learning from, allows you to bring people who already got their attention, okay? So I'm going to give you an example. Another one of our BOPA methods are virtual summits, okay? And so I do a virtual summit every year. It's called the Master Your Marketing Summit. And what I do with that summit is I interview a lot of the top leaders, okay? I've had the privilege and the pleasure to interview many great leaders that I never even thought I would be able to speak to, if that makes sense, okay? But BOPAs, again, it opens up opportunity, right? Because they want to be interviewed. It gives them exposure too. So I do this summit, right? And I interview other leaders. But what happens there is I go after leaders who I know my people are already following. Does that make sense? And so because my people are already following them and they're already learning from them, they will be quick to jump to my summit. Does that make sense? Okay. Now remember, these strategies that I'm giving to you, you can use them in so many ways. You can customize it to fit your business model, right? You can customize it to fit your personality, all right? The only point or my only goal for you all this morning is that you choose one of these strategies and you zero in and focus on it, because this is going to be your ticket to putting yourself in front of more eyes, gaining more visibility and exposure, okay? All right, so number one, ask your audience, who else are they following to get the information on your topic, and go pitch them, okay? You can do interviews. If they're your direct competitors, then okay, fine. You might not want to do a webinar with a direct competitor because, hey, that doesn't make sense. But you could interview them. They could come and share their story. They could come and share one of their freebies. They could come and share their framework with your audience. Guess what? When you interview them, what do? They share that interview with their audience, right? And so that is how you get in front of more people. So there's nothing wrong with collaborating with people who are in your niche, who your audience follows. All right. Number two, look at hashtags. For my people who are over on Instagram, this is really good for you, especially. Look at hashtags in your niche or your industry and see who else is using them. Okay, so let's say your platform of choice is Instagram. We know that hashtags are very big on Instagram. And so I am in the business coaching industry, right? And so if I was to start searching hashtags like, messaging, branding, digital marketing, client acquisition, lead generation, I would see other people who are also using this hashtag because they're looking to reach people like me. And that will open me up to new people who I could collaborate. Okay. This is not a monstrous or enormous thing. I think that a lot of people make collaboration an enormous thing because they want to go after the big names right away. And they're not at that level to go after the big names yet. And so sometimes it may weigh down on the confidence. And if I'm speaking to you, just put me in the chat. It's okay. I've been there, right? If I'm speaking to you, just put me in the chat, right? But you don't want to do that. Go after people that's like on your level or maybe one step ahead of you. And that's what I mean when I say, if you find hashtags and you see some people who's in your niche, is the live still okay on Facebook? Because for me, it just cut out. Are we still okay over there on Facebook? It's still good? Okay. So if you find people with hashtags that's using the same hashtags as you, they might be around the same level as you. They might have around the same followers as you. They might have around the same email list as you. Okay. And so those are great people to start collaborating with. Some of my biggest friends in the industry right now. I will let y'all know right now, we were collaborating back in 2014, 2015, 2016, when both of us only had about 200 or 300 people in our audience. And now I can look at my friends and say, wow, we're all doing amazing things, but it didn't start out that way. All right. So guys, remember that. Okay. So number one, ask who else your audience is following. Number two, look at hashtags and see who else is using it in my industry. Who are some new people that I can connect with? Okay. Are you guys ready for number three? Let me know. Are you guys ready for number three? Let me know. Give me a 3 in the chat. I just want to make sure you guys are still with me. Give me a 3 in the chat. Okay. All right. So number 3, you want to look for content creators. This one is a YouTube strategy. Look for content creators on YouTube in your niche. Okay. So this one is a good strategy too, because really and truly, another thing that I think why people don't find new partners in their when they're looking to do joint ventures is because they put themselves in a bubble, right? So you don't have to only collab with coaches because you're in the coaching industry, right? Let's say your ideal clients are mothers, right? And so I'm going to use a really good example. Let's say you're a life coach to moms, right? Well, there are a lot of content creators on YouTube who serve moms. Does that make sense? Like there are people who may be into DIY projects and they're content creators on YouTube. And all they do is, put out content that shares DIY information for moms. They are not in the business niche like you, right? In the life coaching niche like you. However, they do serve your ideal client. And so if you are able to do some sort of come up with a collaboration idea and pitch them with it, you will get yourself in front of a new audience, right? So that's what I mean when I say, I think another thing that people do when it comes to, and this is just all in your mind, right? Another thing that they do is they block themselves in and don't allow them to go into different industries, right? So it's like, I want you guys to really think about this. You might provide financial services for your ideal client, but your financial services is not the only thing that they're buying. Does that make sense? Financial services is not the only thing that they're looking at online. So you got to start thinking outside of the box when it comes to putting yourself in front of new audiences. And I think that that's a good strategy, out of the box strategy for you guys. Okay, number 4. I literally have a talk at 1 p.m. So I'm going to start moving a little faster because I need about 30 minutes to decompress and get ready for that talk. So I'm going to start moving a little bit faster. Okay. So we said number 1 was ask your audience who else they follow in your topic. Number 2, look for hashtags in your niche, people who are using hashtags in your niche. Number 3, look for content creators on YouTube in your niche. Number 4, look at who your most engaged followers are also following. So regardless of what platform you're on, you guys can do this today. I want you to go to your favorite platform today, and I want you to look at the people who are the most engaged people on your platform. If it's Instagram, if it's Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, wherever it is, who are your most engaged followers? I want you to write down 5 of your most engaged followers. And then I want you to go to their page and I want you to see who are they following. Again, that's just like number 1. If they are already giving somebody else their attention, if they are already following that person, then it's going to be easier to get them to pay attention. Does that make sense? So that's going to be another great opportunity for you to find new collab partners. Okay, next. All right, we're moving right along. So number 5 is see who's hosting podcasts in your niche. This one is really easy. Now, I'm going to give you a bonus at the end, but I'm going to plug this in right now. So I am the owner of the BOPA Database. It is a joint venture platform. Right now, it's $5 a month for our members, and it provides women who are in different niches who are looking to collaborate. So you're able to go in the platform, you're able to create your own profile. You're able to put out your launches, do email swaps, all types of stuff in there. It's a lot of opportunity if you use it. Okay. And so one of the things that we have in there is we also have a podcast database. So when you join, you have over 300 podcasts that my team has already done the research and has it there so you can start collaborating and getting on some people's podcasts. That is actually the easiest way to, partner and collab and get in front of new audiences. Okay. All right. Do me a favor, Asia or Katrina, just go ahead and put the BOPA database link in the chat for me. Do that for me. So whoever is here can get that link. Okay. Next one. This one is a good one as well. See who runs groups that are similar to yours. So let's say you are in network marketing or something. I'm going to just make up. I want something different because I know it's many people who follow me. If you're like in network marketing or something and you run a Facebook group, whatever it is, see who else has a Facebook group. It might not be in the same, concentration area of concentration as yours, but see who else is running Facebook groups just like you and start collabing, right? You might be in the credit industry. I know that there are tons of different credit groups, that you can start collaborating. And remember, there's always going to be people who, let me see how I should put this. Y'all know me. I don't know how to mask my words. There's always going to be people who's really small-minded. It's just that simple. There's always going to be people who do not see the power of collaboration and working together, right? There's always going to be people who I think that are very selfish, okay? I don't think that you can get away from that, right? You just have to know that the people who have growth mindset and who understand what it means to grow a business are going to be very open to collaborating with you. Okay. That does not mean that when you start pitching people, you're not going to get people who may not have the best integrity. That's not what I'm saying, but you have to be able to always spot it, know which opportunities work for you and which ones don't. Because and I'm saying this only because, again, I've been teaching this a long time. And sometimes our clients would come to us and say, well, I've been pitching some Facebook groups and, they want to charge me, or, those are probably not the people who see collaboration the way you do. Does that make sense? Okay. All right, let's move on. This is our final one, I believe. And this one is all about blogs. And this is going to be really good for people who like to write. If you are someone who's a good writer, then this is going to be a good strategy for you. So finding blogs in your industry that cover similar topics or that serve your audience. Okay. I'm going to say it again. Finding blogs in your industry that covers similar topics or serve your audience. Those are great collaboration opportunities. Not only is that a great collaboration opportunity, but the blog lives on, right? The internet is open 24/7. There are people, like, even up until last week, I got a message from someone that seen a blog from when I had my hair salon open. That was literally back in like 2011, guys. Okay. And so this stuff lives on. And so that's why that's a really good strategy. All right. So guys, let me see if there's anybody that I missed here. Okay, so let me know below. Did you find this useful? I'm going to run through the 7 ways one more time. Let me know below which way works for you. Did you find this useful, and which one you think you'll be able to zero in on and put some focus in? Okay, so number 1 is ask your audience who else they follow so you can get, so you can connect with new people. Ask them who else they follow. That's number 1. Number 2, look at hashtags in your niche and see who else is using them. Those are people who you can collaborate. Number 3, look for content creators on YouTube. Those are people who you can collaborate. Okay. All right. Number 4, you're going to look at your most engaged followers and you're going to see who are they following. Okay. That's number 4. Number 5, you're going to look for people who are hosting podcasts in your niche. Okay. And okay, let me keep going. Number 6, you are going to see who runs groups similar to yours. Okay. And number 7, you are going to find blogs in your industry that cover similar topics or that serve your audience. Those are the 7 ways that you can tap into new people and create new joint venture opportunities. And the bonus of all is you can definitely join us in the BOPA database. Okay. So like I said, it's $5 a month. Those of you who are on Instagram, you can click the link in my bio. Facebook, I'm sure one of my team members put it in the comments. And if you're watching us on YouTube or LinkedIn, we always come back and drop it after. Okay. Now, the reason why you are going to like the BOPA database is because everybody who's in the BOPA database has already said, yes, they want to collaborate. That's the reason why they joined. And so it takes some of the pressure away that people face when it's time to go and pitch new people, because they are there waiting to be pitched. So it's $5 a month for you guys to join. And the investment, as you know, those of you who are in the Facebook group, the investment is increasing to $97 on the 1st. Okay. So that is another reason why you're going to want to join now, because once you join, you are going to stay at $5 a month. Okay. All right. So I think that is it, guys. Let me see if anybody said they found it useful. Good. Tiffany said yes. Jonica said very, extremely informative. That is good. Thank you. I'm glad that you guys enjoyed. Are you guys going to be coming to our networking event? Let me tell you guys about that really quick. Hold on one second. We are having a networking event. It's free on the 28th, I believe, on Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's called Curated Connections. We do this every month, okay? Again, I'm all about collaboration. So everything that I do and all the ideas that I come up with, it always has you guys in mind, connecting you with new people, putting you in front of new audiences. This is very, very important. If you do not master being able to get in front of new audiences and generate leads consistently, you will never be able to increase your income consistently. It's that simple. Do you guys realize that? Do you guys realize that the more you get your offer in front of more people is the more money you make and the more opportunities you open yourself to? Right? So you see how I said I'm getting ready to do a talk at 1 o'clock today, and I'm going in front of a whole new audience, right? And this is what you want to do. So let me give you guys the networking, the networking link, so you guys can register for that. And those of you who are on Instagram, it's in my bio. Everything is in the bio. So you can register for the networking event and join us for that. Okay. All right, guys. All right, guys. So I hope that this was useful. Thank you so much once again for joining me on this beautiful Monday morning. As always, I just love to come in, start you off, start your week off powerful, give you some content, give you some focus, right? Don't forget, focus is the name of the game. Focus is the name of the game. So make sure you guys stay focused this week. And if you're watching us anywhere else other than our Facebook group, definitely join us in the Facebook group. We will be so happy to have you. Okay. All right. I'll talk to you guys later. All right. So let me turn this off. And.